Alright, sorry about that, folks. Let's continue on to converting fractions into decimals. Okay, so now let's do 8 over 33. Pause the video. Okay, so now let's do the long division. So it's going to be 8 divided by 33. So we're going to have 8 inside here, and then 33 out here. Alright, since 8 is smaller than 33, we have to add a decimal point, right? And a 0. So now, how many times does 33 go into 80? So that's going to be 2 times, because 33 times 2 is 66. You subtract that, and then you get, so 0 minus 6, so what we have to do is we have to take 1 away from the 8, right? So 8 becomes 7, this becomes 10, 10 minus 6 is 4, okay? And then 7 minus 6 is 1. So we have 14. Alright? So now let's keep moving on. Let's add another 0. Bring down the 0. So now how much does 33 go into 140? Alright, let's try 4. So 33 times 4 is, we have 12, okay, and then 3 times 4 is also 12, plus the 1, so it becomes 140 over 132, and that equals 8. Okay, so let's just stop at 0.24. Let's move on. Now let's try converting decimal points into fractions. So we have 2.2. Now try converting that into a fraction and pause the video, and we'll go on from there. Okay, so now if you remember from the previous problems that we did where we had the proper fraction, the 2 and 3/5, this is something similar. So if you have a whole number before the decimal point, we just bring that down, okay, and all we have to do is just convert this decimal point 0.2 into a fraction. So if you remember your decimal places, alright, which place is this? This is going to be the tenths, right? Because it's the tenths place, this decimal point 0.2 becomes, so 0.2 is equal to 2 over 10. Now from here we can reduce, right? So 2 becomes 1, and 10 goes into 2 5 times. So the answer is 1 over 5. So the final answer is going to be 2 and 1/5. Okay, let's try the next problem. Let's try 1. So this is actually a 1.6. So try converting that into a fraction. Okay, so this is pretty similar to the previous problem. So we're going to bring down the whole number, the 1, and then convert 0.6 into a fraction. So it's going to be 6 over 10th, because that's the tenths. Alright, now we can reduce this, right? So what factors do 6 and 10 have in common? So this, they both have 2 in common, right? So you can, this becomes 3 and 10 becomes 5. So the answer is 3/5. Now we add that fraction to the whole number, right? So it's 1 and 3/5. That's the answer. Okay, let's move on. Convert 0.27 into a fraction. Okay, so do we have any whole numbers here? No, we don't. So we just have to convert this decimal point into a fraction. Now, how many decimal places do we have? We have more than one, don't we? So we have the tenths, and then we have the hundredths. So since we have the hundredths, this fraction is going to be 27 over 100. That's what this means, 27 over 100. Now, can we reduce this? Let's see if we can. The factors of 27 are what? 3 and 9. Now we know that hundredths, the factors have to be 5s or 10s, so they don't have anything in common, so this is the final answer. Let's do one more problem. Let's convert, alright, 0.15 into a fraction. Now you'll notice this has like a line over it, so this means that you just they just want you to convert the fraction into 2 decimal places, because this thing just keeps continuing and continuing. Okay, so there's 2 decimal places, right? 1, 2, so which means that we have the tenths and we have the hundredths. So this becomes 15 over 100. Now let's reduce that. What factors do these have in common? They both have 5 in common, right? So this reduces down to 3. And what's 5 divided by 100? So let's just do final division. Alright, 5 goes into 10 goes into 5 goes into 10 2 times. And it's 0, right? So 20, right? So the answer is going to be 3 over 20.